Hi everyone, good evening. 恭喜發財，恭喜發財。
Happy New Year.
恭喜發財 everyone.
This is the official only Facebook Live during Chinese New Year, right? That we
So
have
far,
had.
so
Yeah,
far. We
so far.
were thinking of going in live one or two other options, but
Yeah.
didn't quite happen lah.
Yes,
Yep.
okay,
So,
didn't
but-
quite happen.
so here we are.
We are all fully occupied throughout the whole entire Chinese New Year itself. Let me see if it's like really going live and make sure you all share it to cross or all over the pages and everything. Okay, I don't see anyone tuning in right now yet. Okay, oh yeah, I see the numbers. Okay, up already, but no one says hi yet. Okay, just in case you have just tuned in to this Facebook Live, right? Please do like drop a hello, 恭喜發財, any greetings, okay, to just let us know that everything is going fine, because we have not been doing this for some time. Okay, this is the first time us doing it during this year, lunar year.
Solar year also probably, is it?
Is it solar year? Maybe we have lah. Oh, Shirley is there. Hi, 恭喜發財, 恭喜發財.
The
Okay,
one from far away.
you never know where she is.
Or
lah.
maybe
Okay.
Yeah, which part of the world are you at now? Are you in the States or are you in somewhere in
Yeah.
Asia, which could be anywhere pretty much?
Or Bangkok.
Yeah, she actually changes her nationality, every now and then. So anyone else who's tuning in right now, please do actually let us know. Alright, it's like if you can hear us clearly, if the visual is clear, because we have quite a number of slides, to share today. Alright, so make sure that you can see us clearly, and you can also hear us clearly. Okay, everyone looks awesome. Yeah, this is not a period 9 practice. You don't have to shave bald.
Hi Susim.
Right, hi Susim.
Hi,
Okay,
Susim.
hi. Wow,
Hi.
all the Soul's Journey, all the 大家姐, all the 姐姐 all come in already.
TY probably, bro. Are you there?
GY has his own Facebook account one, not like Yo. Okay, in case Yo is like tuning in, right?
Yeah,
I have to-
Yo is watching from
Lian's
Lian's
side.
account.
Okay, I really have to put it in again, alright, just in case. Okay, alright. So thank you so much, for being here. Okay, we were just saying the other day, it's like, oh, we miss Susim. It's like we have not seen her for some time already. Okay, alright. So yeah, okay. So in case you have just joined us, today, please do help us to, in a way, like and share this Facebook Live out so that it can actually reach out to more people. Alright. So tonight's intention. Tonight's intention itself is, of course, to share with everyone, probably some of you who has, like, in a way, Chiwa is driving. Okay, drive safe, right? So tonight's intention itself is actually to share with people, as in like the practices, or we call it the secret practices. Like people do not know it. Okay, a lot of people has been asking me, especially in a way, as in like, how come like suddenly it's like the other day, I think we just had a lunch meeting with one of our very, very old consultant, and he was asking, it's like, are we actually changing direction? Is ST still doing the same thing? It's like, how come lately it's like, it seems that we are doing more of this like breath work thing, and also like sound healing works, and also meditation things and all that, yeah, that's why also it prompted me to really like have these practice sessions to share to everyone, as like, it is not just diversification or diversifying out to do like more different things, but whatever that we are doing and the practices that we do and encourages you to do together with us itself are actually in a way goes back to the fundamental base of Chinese metaphysics. So tonight I'm going to share with you how come we are doing this. How come there are more breath work? Why is it during the whole MCO is like, in a way, we have been, again now, you know lah, there's only so much that I can do, right? So ta-da, Joseph here, right? Throughout the whole entire MCO, you know that he will be all occupied, fully occupied. It's like how to actually, in a way, attend and get certified in different mastery, including of like breathwork mastery as well.
Right.
So yeah, and
Speaking
all this
of
for a
which,
purpose.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I was just saying, quick hellos here, right? First of all, Lian.
You're is watching with me.
Hi, Lian.
恭喜發財 to Lian. Alexis also 恭喜發財 on this page.
Yeah.
Right, and then Mei Chan, hi.
Hi.
Jessie Jamie, hi.
Okay, hi. Oh yeah, because we
from
have a
Singapore.
few pages here, you
That's
see.
right.
Some of them is like in Kong Yu's page, some of them are in my page. Probably some of you are tuning in
My page. Yes.
Joseph. Can some of you switch onto Joseph's page and say hello to him? He's like looking at his phone, he's like, my page.
Coming.
Yes, up and coming here.
Okay,
Up and
it's so
coming.
nice, so nice of like yours is like Lian, Alexis, Well, Lian very fair one, actually.
She always-
she will go there, okay, and say hi first, and then she'll come to
Yeah.
me and say hi. 你等下，等下 Probably it's your turn soon. Okay, so yeah, okay,
Bing.
hello, good
Bing
PM
Lo.
Bing Lo, okay, all right, Justin and staff, Solid Trinity, all right, yeah, hello, the staff is
Hi.
sitting there, right? These two are not staff.
And also,
Okay.
hey,
Yeah.
I just want to do a quick hello to Donna. Okay, I haven't seen Donna live on Facebook Live for a while. So
Yeah.
yes, happy Chinese New Year to you, Donna.
Hi, 恭喜發財，恭喜
Yes.
發財
Yeah.
Okay, so again, those of you who have just joined us, please do help us to like and share this post out so that it can actually reach out to more people. And tonight sharing is, as I mentioned, I want to share with you, okay, from my research and our research into the classics of metaphysics. So everyone talks about period 9, okay? Now, this year, we have just entered into period 9, officially step ourselves into period 9, this magical energy, this intense energy, okay, in this 20 years time itself. Now, what's so special about it, and why do we have this called secret practices, and why suddenly Soleil Trinity have so much of all this, like, wow, suddenly got crystal bowl lah, okay, then got breath work and of course then you know, like Gong Yu keep on talking about the 7 chakras, manifest your life or whatever is relating to the chakras, okay, and then we also have a lot of all this tuning for working with your physical body itself, okay, to release all these chakras itself in order for us to tune into period 9. Now, all these things is like, it's not only about like, oh, is it the trend now? I mean, in a way that I would say that because the energy is moving towards that direction, okay? So definitely, this is something that is like, the energy flows, okay, of the externally, this is what is needed. But it's also in a way written in the classics. So tonight itself, okay, I want to share with all of you, how and why, okay, we actually come up with different things like this, okay, this sort of workshops, and then why exactly that I have to actually spend like so much of my energy scouting, looking for, okay, like in a way buying, investing in so many different suppliers of the crystal bowls itself, and I will proudly say that finally we have found one that is international standards, okay, that healers actually use these suppliers, okay, and they are busy supplying to worldwide healers, okay, because in a way they always in a way like supply in bulk, okay, because you have to purchase in bulk, okay, because it supplies to like sound healing academies and also healers, not only okay in the Asian parts of the countries but also in Europe and also US as well. And I have to say that I'm very, very proud, okay, and thankful that finally we have found the suppliers. But again, back to the question, why all this? Why now? Why in period 9? So that is the purpose of tonight's topic. So let's maybe Joseph, you have anything to say?
No, my turn to shout out also to my page. Finally, there are some. Hi to JC, Alicia. Shirley Cheong is there as well.
Wow.
Was shifting side.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies.
Shirley's also
Right.
here.
you guys,
Oh,
Shirley's also here.
One screen per device,
Right.
one account per
You
device.
know what?
Shirley.
You know, I think our senior students here, right? Okay, they were like, oh, luckily it's only Soleil Trinity, okay, all right. If anything more than Trinity, right? They are like really tawan, okay. They have to go to different accounts to say hi. Thank you so much, okay, to
Yes.
all of you. Let's bring out the slides, okay. Tonight's slides itself. Let me just briefly go through it. Probably those of you who attended my briefing, okay, into the preview of Dynamic Feng Shui yesterday, some of it probably you have heard about it, okay, only partial of it, all right. But yeah, I wanted to share it out so that you can understand that whatever that we come up, okay, into doing all these things is not just randomly because it's like, oh, this is something new or something in demand, might as well just do it, and then after that change to do some other things. No, everything that we do or I do, okay, I've always says that it follows exactly to the flow of the energy. I look into especially I Ching. I Ching is something that you know when I do about our annual Feng Shui and astrology talk, I always look into the energy of the I Ching and the hexagram itself to show us the direction. What are the do's and don'ts? What are the things we have to be, in a way, be aware of, okay? And that is exactly, in a way, how we plan our work, our business, and our expansion of our humble Soleil Trinity, okay? So now, okay, first of all, it's like why this period 9 is so important. We talk about that, okay? We talk about this like now we go into the whole Loshu, entire Loshu chart itself, right? Okay, you will see that there are metal elements, there are wood elements, there are earth elements, there are water elements, and there are finally fire elements. But one thing, if you pay attention to, right, okay, fire elements itself is one of the most important, plus it's also one of the most, is I would say, special element. If you look at the whole Lo Shu chart itself, right, okay, you have a few. You have 2 metal element, you have 2 metal element, you have 2 wood element, you have like 3 relating to earth element. But there's only 1 fire element and 1 water element. So why this particular period 9 of fire element is so important? Now, today I'm just going to briefly talk about it. Those of you who attended Dynamic Feng Shui preview, last night you have heard in detail. Not only that we are going into a 20 years, okay, of period 9 of fire element energy, but we are also at the peak of a fire quadrant, okay, at the peak of this particular hexagram that governs 60 years. We are at the peak of that quadrant. We are also at the peak, okay, of the entire, I would say 10,800 years, okay, of horse, I would say, the horse meeting, okay. So if you want to know about that, right, up above in the title, okay, we have a replay link to the Dynamic Feng Shui replay, right, whatever that I've shared, okay, last night, we put it on the title. Nicole can also help me share in the comment, right, and let's go and listen to it to understand what exactly, like the energy flow of the entire, okay, 100,000 years that we are talking about, the entire 129,000 years, 600, okay, 129,600 years, the entire Yuan cycle, okay, we are currently in this horse. Horse is actually the peak of fire. If you want to know more, go into the free replay, listen to it, then you'll understand in depth, okay. So we talk about like fire element is like the element. It's important, and we have just transited from the earth element to the fire element, period 8 to period 9. Just briefly look into it, you know that everything has changed, right? Everything is no longer the same now. Now, period 8, earth element, earth heavy, it talks about what? Consolidation. Speaking of which, I'm flanked by 2 earth people here. Yeah, you see? No, 冇反應one. Alright, so it's like certified earth people, okay? So we talk about period 8, okay, which is earth people, exactly like that, okay. All their expressions and reactions is internal one. Like that, earth people, okay.
Express when we have something to say and when it's our turn.
Yeah, okay, and period 8, right, especially is all about consolidating or consolidations of energy. Everything goes inward, okay, internal, holding on, stability, okay, energy going down, having boundaries, okay, and all that. Wait, you laugh, right? Luckily you fire. Actually, before we start, we will keep talking about you, okay, before we start this Facebook Live. Alright, so luckily you fire. You imagine it's like 兩個 earth 夾住我, okay, alright. So we talk about earth. Earth is about consolidations of energy. So you see that before this, right, energy is, everyone is about like, in a way, 豁一聲吞咗佢咯, energy goes down, right, means that whatever it is, okay, unhappiness, the things are given to you, even though you're not happy with it, what you do, you swallow it, consolidate it, make it, put it into the center. Center means your torso area, here, okay, at your heart center, keep it there. That's all period 8, you know. That's why you see a lot of more and more people right nowadays, you will see that, okay, right, especially I would say the older generations now, like my generations, oh my god, our generations consider older generations now. It's like, yeah, okay, you see that all these people, or even our parents' generation, right, how often do you see that they openly express whether they are happy or not happy, especially if they're not happy, anything in this, right, they have this mentality and belief as in like just 豁一聲吞咗佢, okay, it means that you just swallow it down. Now that is all very earth and very period 8, alright, it's related. Now again, when I say this period 8, it's not only this 20 years, you know, we are talking about this entire cycle of things, you know. So you go into the dynamic Feng Shui replay, then you will go into detail and understanding this, right. Now the difference is now in period 9, things are shifting. A major shift is now going on at the peak of the fire, not only in this period 9, but also based on the different levels, okay, of cyclical energy based on this particular one big energy cycle that is based on 129,600 years, okay. We are now also at the peak of this fire element. So when it comes to this period 9, fire element itself, right, you know that the energy now is all about what? Bursting. Energy going up. Okay, so it's no longer swallowing it down. Now the energy externally is pushing us to what? To express, to release, to let go of things, okay? To, in a way, push it up rather than pushing it down. And then on period 9 also, right, okay, the energy-wise is bursting, no longer consolidating. It's also breaking all boundaries because period 8 is about boundaries. Period 9, there's no boundaries, okay? No boundaries means that everything is interconnected. everything is like in the, I would say, correlated. That is period 9. Alright, so therefore you will see that people talks about oneness. People talks about, like, in a way, like even the Taoism in Feng Shui, in Chinese metaphysics, we talk about the oneness. I Ching, okay, 無極三太極. From 無極 means it's like, 無極 means it's like nothingness, right? Comes into what? Tai Chi. Tai Chi symbol is like oneness. The oneness between the yin and yang. So that is the ultimate goal that all spiritual, I would say, practitioners want to achieve. Oneness of thing, to be one together with the universe, as above so below. So period 9 is the time. It's a period that we can do so, because why? Here it breaks all boundaries. Breaking all boundaries means that there is no limitations, no boundaries. Everything is as one. So if you look back into dynamic feng shui replay, right, you will see that how, especially all this, like I would say, the house chart or the Lord Shu chart, the flying star charts of every single house in the whole entire period 9, they have a double 9 or a double 9 sitting or the double 9 facing. Alright? Now the energy is bright, it is flamboyant, okay, transformational and progressive. So in other words, it is magical. Alright? So overall, if you see this, okay, and you understand the nature of fire is seamless. And fire is alive, you know, it's breathing. It takes oxygen and it releases carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide. So it is breathing, except that it has no structure. Now, those of you, many of you here, in a way, is like my Soul's Journey student, right? We want to, in a way, learn, okay? We want to have, okay, to, in a way, have the awareness and enlightenment, okay, to understand, okay, I would say, the lessons of the soul, and then the purpose of the soul. At the end of the day, to achieve this oneness, to achieve, okay, to be this, like, in a way, the enlightened soul itself. Now, in order to achieve that, only in period 9 itself is the highest level of achieving those, okay? Why? Because in period 9, fire element is you breathe, you have the oxygen and you breathe out the carbon monoxide, just like we are as a human being, except no body. No body means what? No structure, no body, no physical body, means that it's only left what? With this energy body, only the soul. Okay, we're only talking about the movement of the energy and the movement of the soul. Now, the rest of the nature of fire, you can go into the replay of the Dynamic Feng Shui and explain it, okay, in detail. I'm not going to go through it, okay, in detail today. I just want to show you again one of the YouTube videos, okay, that I've, in a way, taken out and share with like some of you, okay, last night as well. Like fire itself is only, okay, the only element naturally that reflects or displays, okay, the rest of all the colors, okay, right, on earth itself. Like the fire of the rainbow, you know, the rainbow reflected, okay, through the sun fire or the fire of the rays itself on sun, you see the 7 colors of the rainbow. So now I want to show you itself, right? Now fire can display all this color. And it's important because those of you who are yogis, if you practice inner work, if you do aura reading, if you do, in a way, chakra readings or chakra healings and all that, you know that the chakras are also talking about these 7 colors, okay? The basic fundamental 7 colors of the rainbow, 7 colors of the, I would say, the substance of the energy body, it is all in a way reflected in fire itself, okay? And of course, Chinese New Year, that's how you see your fireworks, right? Non-stop, in a way, blazing means that every time when fire are given with certain different substance, it gives out different colors. Okay, so take a look at this video here. Okay, all right. So the video itself, okay, is actually to show you that fire, okay, is naturally an element that whatever substance that is fit on, how is it reflected, okay, right, in its nature itself, right, it reflects into this basic fundamental of the 7 colors, which we also call it the 7 colors of the chakras, okay. And of course, this slide itself belongs to Gong Yu in one of his workshop, okay, that he shares about these slides, and he wanted to share with you again how, okay, we, the energy beings of the light itself, are reflected in these 7 colors that correlates to our chakras.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, as you can see from the box on that side, yes, we are all light beings, right? So, and light is, of course, we can say it's fire, like Jessie was saying, and then within the whole spectrum of it, even though we call it or we sum it all up, or it all mixes together as white light. But when you refract it, okay, when it goes through certain lenses, certain density, right, then you get it split into the 7 colors of the rainbow. So not surprisingly and interestingly enough, of course, when it comes to the chakra body, with the subtle energy body of which we are all made of, because remember Jessie was saying that form and the structure, right, is not there and is not considered, or we want to make sure that we are as formless as possible, right, when it comes to matching with the high vibrations of period 9. So that's why when we look into this color spectrum, it is very interesting because it corresponds to the chakra, and then each of the chakras, of course, is one of the colors, and it all matches the color of the rainbow, right? Which is very, very intriguing, right? So it is actually when we look into these chakras, and we look into the energy, and we will look into the flow, right? The smooth flow of all of the chakras, and that is where we will actually have a smooth flow of energy. So this is one of the most important prerequisites, right, for lightening our energy, for making sure that we have flow. However, we see it from a very basic beginning, right, up to whatever level of so-called attainment that you want to actually work towards, right? But the key towards all of this is that we have to do the work, right? So now it's not just about having the mental clarity or taking the decisive action, because classically when we talk about applying Chinese metaphysics, be it feng shui, using it effectively, or more importantly, when we want to make breakthroughs with our parts or using astrological information, right? So it's all very much geared on understanding it, and then after that, of course, matching it with the correct decisive action. And of course, each action reproduces or emphasizes on itself in terms of the energy, right, that we actually use to take that action. And when we repeat an action over and over again, that's when we actually change and we create a new habit. So that's why life changes, right? Our outcome changes, our whole external reality then can change to whatever it is that we want to do. But now, of course, we have an additional layer to do. It's not just about understanding the astrology and taking the action, but we need to also work with our subtle energy body so that we can be, as you can say, as light as possible, or as so-called attained as possible. And then this can, right, basically transcend the physical energy body, so that then we can better match with the high vibrations of period 9, which is basically formless, seamless fire. Okay?
Finally. I was like thinking, okay, I think he's enjoying, okay, in a way, like taking the whole screen by himself. I was like, come loi ke? Talk so much ke? Alright, thank you Kong Yu for that, okay. So in a way, it's like we just want to bring in, okay, like the element of fire. Now in period 9, alright, now is the time that we can reflect each individual of these different chakras, okay? And every of these chakras itself holds certain lessons for us, okay? We need to break through it, because some of us is like, all these colors doesn't appear so beautifully balanced, you know, okay? Some of us is like only red, probably, okay? Or some of it's only orange, okay? The rest of the chakras do not have, alright? So it's like, in a way, it's like, we want to see this is because now is the time, okay, for all these colors to be reflected in this period of energy, okay, for magic to happen, for us to, as like Kong Yu puts it, for us to work on it, okay. And for us to work on it, of course, in period 9, we have talked about this before, Li Gua, okay, the trigram looks like this, okay. You have 2 yang line, in between you have 1 yin line. It means it's hollow and it's opening, okay, at the center. So if you look at this, means in period 9 itself, okay, why I keep on calling it, this is the opening of the Grand Centurion Portal. Every time the Grand Centurion Portal opens while we are entering or about to enter into period 9. Every 180 years, you will see that 2 years before the official enter, the Grand Centurion Portal opens, okay. So when this portal opens, right, okay, it just means that, okay, it looks something like this. When the portal opens, means that, okay, heaven, earth, the central part of it, alright, that particular gate, okay, that gate is opening, and when it opens itself, magic can happen, okay, things can freely flow, okay, in between, internally, okay, things can move and magic can be created internally as well. And for this also, in a way, I've shared it in my recent workshop, Li Gua. If you pay attention to it in the classics of Chinese, those of you who knows Chinese, right, okay, now Chinese originated in what we call, this is like the bone marrow sort of like writings, okay, so this is like Kap Kuat Man. Now, if you see Li Gua over here, okay, this is the Li Gua. Now that it is like simplified Chinese is here, this is a traditional Chinese. And this is actually the bone writing, okay, Kap Kuat Man. Chinese Li Gua looks like this. Now you see Li Gua, okay, the Li and the Law. Okay, now those of you who go to the temple and all this, you know that in a way I was born, I mean not born in the temple, I was raised in the temple. I do a lot of work in the temple. And one of the most famous prayers that we do in the temple is called Gai Tin Lo Dei Mao. It means that it is actually called, it's like breaking, okay, the heavenly net and the earthly web. Okay, now what is that all about? Because you see, all these rituals, okay, are in a way founded, okay, by those old times Taoist master based on feng shui and the Yi or the I Ching. They just perform it ritualistically, okay, so that to help people to set the intentions that we need to break the net. Okay, why we need to break the net? Because once the net is covering us, we cannot enlighten, we cannot be free. So you look at the word of the Chinese word net and the origins of the word of the Li Gua, the Li, okay? There are similarity to it. If you see Li over here, you will see that there's a net. Can you see that as almost that there's a stick and there's a U shape of a net, and in the net itself you see there's a bird flying up out of the net towards heaven, upper direction. Okay, so this is Li Gua. Symbolically, it is in a way originally written like this. Then you see the net, the original word of the net itself. You will see that above here you have a web, like a spider web, okay? And then underneath this web itself is started, okay, has how the kakwatman, okay, or the bone writings itself. The bird is underneath this particular net itself. It's covering it. And slowly it actually transform, okay, to our current writing of the net or the law, okay. So if you look at this, you see, right, two of this telling us a deep story. It says that, okay, all of us, okay, has a very high potential to be covered in the net, that we are disconnected from heaven, disconnected from the above, okay, right, disconnected from the star, and this bird is covered by this net. So only when the Li Gua comes about, the origin looks like this. This is the time, okay, where this bird can be released, rise up, okay, from the net itself. And that is also when we talk about only in period 9, you will see that the red vermilion, which is a bird, trapped most of the time, but once the Li Gua comes, it transforms itself, release and free itself as the phoenix. Listen back to the dynamic feng shui, okay, preview, and you can have a deeper understanding into this as well. So overall, the purpose of us, okay, as a human beings, as a soul, like just now how Gong Yu has put it, right, okay, in a way to attain, okay, as much as possible, to enlighten ourselves as much as possible, and to attain that point where we become formless. Right? We become formless. That is the highest level, okay? Right? Attain like Buddhahood, the highest energy, okay? That is become formless. And in terms of party, you also see here, okay? Every formations, if you learn party, you know, 3 harmony combination. Everyone is like, wow, if I have 3 harmony combination in my chart, it's such a big deal. It's such a great thing, okay? Right? Yeah, in a modern context, you say that this is connection, okay? From different, I would say, platforms or whatsoever. These are the connection. But from a spiritual energy perspective, you see, all these combinations are transforming, okay? Or creating magic. Transformations means magically make something happen, okay? And all this combination you see, all right, it is transforming all the earth and dissolve it, resolve it. Earth gives us the form, the boundaries, remember, okay? Our physical body, this is considered earth, okay? So the purpose of party, you see, all the 3 harmony combinations, there is no such thing as an earth combination in the sense of 3 harmony. You do not, in a way, transform, okay, all this 3 harmony to become earth. No, because 3 harmony is supposed to help us to get rid of earth. That's how we ascend, okay? That's how we rise ourselves. Okay, so from party perspective, you already see that the code, the hidden secret is that, okay? And of course this year, so why this year? Period 9, like so special, so important. So when this year comes, and mind you, okay, all these things, because it's cyclical. So 180 years later, you will see, okay, another period 9 will come. It will be exactly the same chart. The same thing. So it means that every single period 9 on its Lapchun day, this is a Lapchun chart, okay, for period 9, February 4th, you will have the same exact chart. And what's so special about this chart is you see there's a smooth producing cycle. It is producing smoothly on all the 4 levels. And those of you who go a higher advance of parts, you know that Any chart, when you have the year, produce the month, produce the day, and produce the hour, supreme, or in a way, it's like such a great chart to start off with. And not only that, this year you will see that the combinations, okay, combinations of all 4 elements. You have Yin Mao Chen, okay, secret combo, Yin Wu Shit, okay, silent push. You have a Sen You Shit here, okay, the combo that push out the Yo, and also the the Sen Ze Chen that push out the red. So here you will see that all the combinations of the earthly branches are combining and pushing out all the secret hidden elements of the 4 cardinal, okay, or what we call the 4 peach blossom. Cardinal, the most prosperous, purest chi of its element. Alright, so when you see this, again, everything from the Bazi perspective, okay, from the Feng Shui perspective, okay, from the I Ching perspective, which we will look into it, okay, in a short while, it tells us informations, the secrets, okay. So what should I do now? Okay, so you know that all these combinations, this is a year, magical year. Starting from this year onwards, the magic is about to happen. Everything is connected. Everything is helping us to get rid of the earth. Okay, so the next thing is, what's next? So the next thing is we look into this Li Gua hexagram. Okay, so Li Gua itself, of course, you can read over here. Okay, the text that describe Li Gua. A lot of people knows that Li Gua favors middle-aged women. All right, but does it mean that all the men will be doomed in period 9 or cannot make it? It's not true. Okay, remember, when it comes to energy, there's no form. Right, it's not about like you see a woman or you see a man. Okay, so I'm not sure whether now you're seeing 3 men or 2 men and a woman or anything else. Okay, right, because you see, when it comes to real energy work, there's no form. Okay, so what you see and what you perceive in your reality and you assume it is, that is not true. That's a lie. Okay, and that is the fundamental of all energy works. Okay, because energy in a way is something your perspective only in a way mix up in your mind. Okay, so probably some of you, if you do not know me and I'm not talking, if one look at this, you probably see 3 men, okay, together. Alright, so therefore you see, Li Gua here, it says that, okay, the Gua text, it says that, Lei, okay, Lei Jing Heng, okay, Chok Kam Ngao Gat. Now it's in Cantonese, in Chinese. So this is, of course, thanks to ChatGPT, okay, it's a translation. It means that Li Gua here, okay, in a way, now living is actually another word for Li, Lei Hoi, okay. So Li Gua here means, okay, prosperous and steadfast. Now favorable to be persevering. Hang means all this is good, okay. Good for what? Good when you have these words, Chok Kam Ngao. So Chok Kam Ngao here means what? Okay, people sees that Li Gua because it represents middle age or middle daughter. Okay, so therefore they say middle-aged woman will be doing great or have a lot of opportunity. That's not the only criteria, okay? Because here from the text it says Chok Kam Ngao means that only when you reach this criteria, it will be auspicious. It is good fortune. It is good. So what is this like? Kam Ngao Chok is like, Chok means either you're persevering, you're rearing Chok Sang, like the livestock, okay? Like animals, if you are growing it, persevering in a way like taking care of it or growing, okay, cultivating, okay. So if you are cultivating Kam Ngao means what? Okay, Kam Ngao means mother cow, okay, as you can see behind Joseon head here, okay. Right? So yeah, Kam Ngao means mother cow or female cow. Now cow here means what? Does it mean that every household now start rearing a cow? Please don't do that, okay. See, in the classics, right, they like to actually put in like metaphorical sort of like things into their poems. So here it says Chok Kam Ngao means that we have to cultivate, okay, female cow. Now the female cow here represents what? Kun Gua. In terms of I Ching or the 8 trigrams itself, right, Kun Gua is represented by a cow, okay? Just like Goddess Hathor, it is also represented by a cow. So Kun Gua here means that it is a 6 yin yao, means that 6 yin lines, okay, that exist in it. So it's looking something like this. This is a Kun Gua. Can you see that Kun Gua represents feminine, motherly, soft, understanding? And one look at this is the only hexagram you see that 6 line itself is all broken. Penetration, full penetration down to the root. Okay, therefore in period 9 is also a time for what we call Fuku. Fuku, how do you say it in English? Retro. Is it retro? No, vintage. No, it means that going back to the root. Anything that started, okay, like from the root, okay, you see that nowadays I see sometimes China, they are very hype up. Like I recently see like Shirley was in China. they're very hype up with wearing all those fukua, all those Chinese, the old age that you see in TVB and all that, those
Traditional clothes.
hanfu, is it hanfu? It's like traditional clothes, okay? Right, a lot of like Chinese in China are doing it, and eventually in period 9, it will come back, all the traditional thing will come back. Why? Because you can see the kungwa here, it penetrates straight all the way to the root. Now this also means that, imagine if the whole kungwa is your body, it means that from your crown chakra all the way to your root chakra, it needs to be in a way open, so that the energy can flow. That is what we call chok kam ngao. It also means that all of us not only needs to be a middle-aged woman, but if you're a middle-aged woman and you act like a man, like a qian gua rather than a kun gua, it's not going to work. Right now, you can also be a man. You don't need to be a woman. But as long as you have a high EQ level, you are understanding, you are sympathetic. You, in a way, not only high IQ, but you are high EQ. You understand, okay? Right? You are an empath. You also have good fortune in period 9. Okay? So here, it just means that as long as we cultivate what it needs to be a kun gua, okay? You will have the opportunity and good fortune in period 9. So that is the first secret. It means that don't be too overwhelmed if you think that, oh, I'm middle-aged woman, okay? Right, in period 9, sure, good one, okay? Not necessarily. It means that if you often do things, it's like ngang bang bang. You know ngang bang bang, how to say?
Forcefully.
Forcefully, thank you. Right, this is like see who's faster, okay? Alright, so if you're often used to, in a way, do work as in forcefully, aggressively, full of control, rather than understanding certain things and understanding where is the root cause of the thing itself, right? Period 9 is not the time for you. You will suffer from its consequences. It means that that's your lesson now, you have to learn. So every time in period 9 itself, we have to learn or relearn to be as understanding and as motherly and find and go deep down to find the root cause of thing. Period 9 is a time for you, okay? So that is the first clue. Then secondly, you also see period 9 is fire. But what sort of fire is this? Alright, from here you will already see it's like, this Li Gua, it needs to be what? Soft, feminine, motherly. So the sort of fire here, we are not talking about raging fire, We are not talking about wildfire. Remember, everything has yin and yang. Like military way or the literary way. Aggressive or gentle. So in period 9 itself, right, okay, we need to be able to manage our fire, to control our fire. If our fire is out of control, we are filled with anger, frustrations, every single little thing we snap, okay? That's not a good thing. Period 9 will now, in a way, have to teach you a lesson now. So what sort of fire it needs to be? Gentle, literally. Means that it is a long-going, in a way, gentle fire. Right? It is managed and it's controlled. Okay? So therefore, those of you who are going to Nepal, right, okay, you'll be bring to see the eternal flame. Normally, eternal flame are not crazy, wow flame that's uncontrollable, Eternal flame is something that is like gentle, ongoing, and it can burn for hundreds or even up to thousands of years. Okay, that is the real eternal flame. And for Li Gua itself, okay, it is eternal flame that we are talking about. You need to be like that. So you have to remind yourself, cultivate that gentle fire. Okay, gentle fire can transform things. Wildfire destroys things. Okay, so magic only happens when there are gentle fire around. So that's another clue. So now the next thing is, see, I have a lot. I have to talk about this 6 Yao line, because I need to explain to you why we are doing the things that we do. Because you see, under Chinese metaphysics, basically we can teach anything under the universe, not only on Earth. We talk about the stars and the galaxies and all that. But we have to flow with the time, okay? Whatever that is in a way in the flow now, as above. If you understand the I Ching and the Ba Zi and also the Feng Shui, it tells us what's going on above. So if we understand what's going on above, then we can plan what should we do in order to pair up or flow together with the above. Alright? So therefore, whatever that we throw out to you, okay? Now it's not to say that Solar Trinity is changing course, okay? It's just that we're still doing the same thing, very deep down into Chinese metaphysics, okay? The root of it, the fundamental root of it, but we are doing something that is most needed in period 9. To help people to gain and to pass this test that's coming in this coming years, starting from now. So in order to know that, then we have to look into the period 9 Li Gua. So this is the Li Gua. This is the hexagram of Li Gua. This is a line from yang to yin to yang, yang, yin, yang. Okay? So from the bottom it's called the first Yao, and the top one is called the sixth Yao. Okay. So from here we have to analyze the Gua text. Okay, one by one. Generally, I'm not going detail into it, but here I just want to show you through the Gua text. Those of you attended Power Up, you know, not only we look into the Gua text, you can also do a prediction in the upcoming 20 years, which year are the best year, which year are the worst year, which years you really have to be careful and get yourself ready for, okay? The punishment or the karma will come, which are the Yao lines, okay? That one we even cover in Power Up. But here, I just want to tell you, the 6 Yaos tells us another deeper story into it. Now, first Yao, it says that initial 9. Steps confused, tread with reverence, no faith. In Chinese, those of you who know Chinese, Chinese is the best. This one is just translation, okay? Here it says that Lei Cho Yin, okay? Lei means it's like Lei is like your steps, your walking. It's like your shoes walking around, okay? So if you are walking the wrong steps, Cho Yin, okay? All right? Right, the thing is, if you are going in like crisscross, okay, headless chicken, don't know where you're going, your steps are in a way not in alignment, means like hang cha tak cho, okay, let's say that your life itself is like in a way always crisscrossing, okay, your path, okay, not going the right path or towards the right direction, okay. But here it says that, right, geng ji, but as long, okay, as you are geng san means it's like you know and you're aware of it, okay? You know what you're doing, you have awareness, okay? Mo gao. Mo gao means no fault, okay? It's not no faith, it's no fault, okay? Right? No fault means it's like, even though you have been stepping wrongly, even though in a way that probably you have been doing something that you know internally is like now you feel it, you're not supposed to do it. You are doing something to betray your own heart. You're doing something you're totally unhappy. You're doing something that you know it's wrong. You don't want to do it. But somehow you feel that I have no choice but I have to do it. Example, even though you've started with all these wrong steps, okay, right, crisscrossing in your life, as long as geng ji means it's like as long as you have the awareness, now it's never too late. Have the awareness there. The more awareness you have, no fault. No, in a way, they are not guilty, mo gao. Okay, all right? So you're not afraid of it. So this is the first text. So remind us. It means that now, that's why we keep on coming up with like a lot of like, even before this, a lot of breakthrough program. A lot of programs that based on 八字 and Power Up and all these things, right? We talk about looking into your 八字, okay? What are your lessons of breakthrough? What are the things you have to master? Is it self-love? Is it mastery of time? Okay? Is it your value? Okay? What is it that you have to master and yet you have not mastered? You have not mastered means you're running away from it. Running away means you are in a way siphoning yourself away from this path. Okay? So here it says that as long as even though you are siphoning away, but you do not have to worry, do not have the guilt as long as you are aware of it. So therefore, we have to bring out more classes and workshops about what? Awareness, okay, so that you know exactly based on your party code, okay, what exactly are your lessons, what exactly are the things you need to achieve, how come you're not achieving it, all right, so that's the first Yao. And then the second Yao here, it says that this is the best Yao line out of all the 6 Yao, okay, so here it says that, okay, Wang Lei Yun Gat. Best Yao lines means supreme good fortune, yellow brightness. Again, why yellow brightness? Fire is fire. Again, I say fire get all the colors, right? It means that here, if you go into my feng shui, you know that, listen back to the dynamic feng shui code, the most powerful meridian spot, the positioning that's most powerful for magic to happen, to create magic, is the chastity mountain that's residing at the center of the Lo Shu chart, which is your 5 yellow. So here it means that if you can achieve Wang Lei, means the brightness of yellow, it means that now that you already flow like into the level or the energy of the 5 yellow, it means that you're going hand in hand with the 5 yellow. You're no longer running away, you're no longer afraid, you can face the 5 yellow, and yet you are still like not found guilty, let's put it that way, okay? It means that now you're flaming together with the yellow brightness, all right? Yun Gat means that it's not only good fortune, you know. Yun Gat means it's supreme good fortune. Remember, I talked about the cycle of the 129,600 years, that is 1 yuan. And here it says yuan, good fortune, or yuan auspicious. It means that if you can achieve that in this period 9, because only period 9 you can go to the palace of the 5 yellow, okay? That's why only in period 9 now that we started going to Egypt, the central palace, like Susim, all right, and Shirley, okay, and Lian, all this, they will know. Because only here under the brightness of the 5 yellow, okay, you can withstand all these lessons, right? Supreme good fortune. for the whole entire yuan. That's very, very good. But only in period 9 you can find this line text here, because only period 9 it opens up to that particular palace. Now look at the third Yao here. So the third Yao here, it talks about, okay, now here he's like日出之離 is like in a way like a sunset, okay, the sunset. Now the brightness of the sun becomes sunsetting, okay. 不鼓否而歌 okay 則大碟之差 okay 空 it means here, okay, right, this particular sentence says that, okay, when the sun is setting, okay, right, not beating an earthen pot and singing. Now there are many ways to interpret this, okay, right, sun is setting, you can say that when a person becomes old, okay, but you see overall itself we are not talking spirituality, energy works is not talking about this form or this lifetime. We are talking about at the end of the period 9, okay, when the period 9 is setting, the fire period 9 now becomes sunset brightness, it's setting period 9 at the end, and you have yet to actually beat the earthen pot and singing. 不鼓否 否 is actually the Chinese word, okay, if you know Chinese, 缺陷 缺陷 means you're lacking of something. This is a part of it, you know, like 缺陷, okay, is one side of it, okay, and the other side of the 缺陷 is 5. 5 means it's part of the hexagram as well. It's like 怪卦 啦, you put it, okay. So if you in a way put it together, right, this 否 represents the olden days, right, the clay pot, the earthen pot. In the old days, okay, right, all those years, thousands of years ago, okay, they have this clay, the pot thing, right, they used to in a way make musical instrument. They play the pot in order for them to in a way like sing to it, okay. You can say sing to it, you can say hum to it, you can say express to it, or you can say chant to it, whatever it is. It just means that from this Li Gua, the text here says that when the sun is setting, and if you are still not beating an earthen pot and singing to it, right, sighing in sorrow for old age, misfortune, it means that 則大碟 means, right, in the Chinese word you will see that is a 老字 old age, 字 means like 字老 normally it's like 80 years and above, you will give them 大碟, okay, but this 大碟 it means that in the old age, right, you will sigh in sorrow, it is misfortune, it's no good. So what does this mean? Now, why are we bringing the earthen pot? Why are we in a way trying to ask everyone to chant, to vocalize, to express yourself, okay? And in a way, Gong Yu, as like this Saturday itself, we are doing all these things. You know that a Saturday physical class that we do, okay? Because I am not confident to bring this online yet. I have to try many times. I know those of you overseas, you can't join us physically, but let us 搞掂 all the physical people first, okay? Let us provide this platform for them to help them how to in a way beat the earthen pot, the crystal bowls, all right, and how to chant and release yourself, okay, vocally, okay, right, express yourself vocally to release all the chakras to 通氣 okay, to in a way, how to say 通 means it's like flow, okay, the internal chi, like the kun gua, okay, right, because if you can't do this, by the time at the end of the period 9, it will be in a way a great misfortune will happen, okay, and you will sigh in sorrow. Sigh in sorrow means regret, right, 不甘心, okay, it's like in a way 哀聲嘆氣, that's not a good thing. So because of this, we introduce, that's why we are so urgently looking for a very good supplier, plus it needs to be affordable. I mean, we have very good singing bowl out there, okay, but it's so expensive. We want something affordable so that anyone can afford a good quality singing bowl. You can play with it, you can meditate to it, you can do activations with it, okay, and you can also chant with it, sing with it, okay, so that because that is part of the requirement of the secret of the period 9 Li Gua, okay. So and we are still in a way getting more bowls for different frequencies with different notes for different purposes, right, and we have, I'm very proud, even up to now, it's like I'm very connected to this bowls itself. This is what we call the Atma Bowl series. Why I call it the Atma Bowl series? Because Atma is a Sanskrit word that represents self or the soul, the purity of the soul, right? So this bowl, the intention is supposed to help everyone to go back to our pure self, okay, right? That's why we come with crystal bowl. I mean, it's not that something is like, oh, you just want to sell anything lah, okay, right? I'm not the type of person that I will endorse anything and sell, like, give me a massage chair, I sell lah, you give me whatever, I sell, no, okay. we want to do something that flows with the energy cycle of that particular time, okay? And we do all these practices together with it. That's how we ride on the energy, okay? So that's why we come with crystal ball. So once and for all, at least now you know, okay? Because you've been asking me, it's like, oh, because it's like, yeah, this recent consultant staff was asking, is it Soleil Trinity is like, in a way, like changing, okay, direction? No, it's never changing direction, okay? Chinese metaphysics is the core, still will be the core, and always will be the core, okay? All right, and then after that, the fourth yao, it says here, okay? Now, on the fourth yao here, it says that, all right, 突如其來如, okay? And then 憤如, 死如, 氣如, right? It means that, right, comes all of a sudden flaring up, dying down, discarded away, right? Discarded away or abandonment. It means that you see that in period 9. From here, you know that in detail, right? Okay, right? I'm not talking in detail. I'm just talking on the surface level, right? Okay, right? Here it says that a lot of things, you see a lot of shocking things will happen in period 9. Very shocking. Suddenly it will come, okay? And out of all this come itself, right? Suddenly it will just flare up, okay? Suddenly something will just die down shockingly, and something abandoned or discarded away, all right? So overall, you can say that externally, the society, it will happen like this, right? Organizations or whatever, it will happen like this. Now, internally, as a person, okay, or an energy being, it will also happen like this. It means that, okay, some emotions will flare up suddenly, okay, right? Some things will in a way like comes out suddenly, and then after that it feels like, okay, like dying. The energy needs to be like this because external as above, the energy is like this. Therefore, you see breath work, okay, you will see that like whenever we do the breath work and all that, okay, later I'll share with you some of the photos, okay, the things that we do, right, okay, out of that 1.5 hours or 2 hours, okay, duration of time, we are trying to push you emotionally as much as we could. And it's never easy, you know. Sometimes I always tell like Jocelyn and Gong Yu, it's like, what the heck am I doing? I think Susim knows that, okay? Susim is senior, she have done all this before. She knows how to naturally go with it. But many of you who are beginners, right, you need to be led, you know, you need someone to lead you into that emotional state. So therefore, in order to lead you, right, me and Gong Yu, right, will be like doing so intensely into that fear of emotions so that emotions can vibrate to you, and hopefully you can also follow, okay, what we are doing as well. And when I'm doing that, every time I look back at the pictures and how I'm doing it, I was like, what the heck am I doing? Okay, I can comfortably sit at home, throw up some like get rich quick sort of like wealth workshop, okay, and make big bucks, okay, having everyone in the world joining me, okay, rather than catering to these 20 chikus, you know, these 20 people in my studio, and I have to like lante la, and I have to scream here and there la, okay. I seriously don't know what I'm doing, but it's a calling. It's something that we need to, because why? Here it already says the energy now comes all of a sudden. It's flaring up, it's dying down, discarded away. It means it's the best time for you to work with it. It means that intentionally, we bring this, suddenly we bring all these trapped emotions, past pain, past wound inside us, okay? We flare it up, okay? And then after that, we let it die down and let go of it, abandon it once and for all, okay? Why? Because the flow of the gua already tells us that trailing, that's a very big green, you have that, okay? Right now, you know that. But to me, it's like, whatever it takes, as long as I believe that it can help whoever who is there, okay? I don't care if you judge me, seriously, okay? Because I think I've passed that level. You judge me, whatever, okay? You think that, okay, I'm crazy. Seriously, if you people who have no idea what we are doing, right? They look at me, they will be shocked one, you know, okay? Like Trailing have seen this before, Susim, I'm sure they have seen this before, right? Okay? But it is part of the Gua text. Okay, this is what we need to do. Okay, and then the fifth yao, and all this Gua text is not I made up one. If you Google anytime you know Chinese, you Google every practitioners of I Ching, it will have the same Chinese Gua text. Because it's not written now, it's in the classics, okay? It is written ever since that this particular, I would say, 64 hexagram in a way has been discovered, okay, by this Zhao Wenmao, okay? All right, so you will see here, it says on the fifth yao, okay, right, okay, tears in flood, sighing with sorrow, good fortune, okay, means that like 出涕陀藥, okay, and then in a way 叱咤藥吉. Now what does it mean? 出涕, like 鼻涕啊，OK， 鼻涕、口水、鼻涕全部嚟啊，Is that means that you are crying until your tears are in flood, okay, right? And you are crying and so sorrowful, and it's like all your sinuses and everything comes, okay, in a way come out. That's called 出涕台啊，okay. So when these things comes, okay, right, 戚差啊, it means that, okay, sighing with sorrow. It means that you have a lot of deep sigh releasing. That's why breath work, we have a lot of what release, deep sigh. We want you to do that. Alright? Here it says that if you can achieve this, got good fortune. You see, now we are living in the world, not everyone can cry one, you know. Not everyone can even sigh because we are raised in a way that our parents since young, probably some of us have heard it before, when we are trying to sigh, they say it's like, hey, 唔好嗌聲嘆氣，嘆衰晒. You know, there are still people doing that, you know. You cannot sigh because it's bad. Don't do that. So what we do, okay, in the whole entire previous energy, we collect, consolidate, put everything inside us, right? But now we have to deliberately teach people, guide people, push people to sigh with sorrow, to release this. And we have to also deliberately, in a way, try to release all your tears within you. Everyone, we sure have one. It's just that how we protect ourselves. The layers that we have built up over this lifetime itself to protect our heart so that we know that we cannot be vulnerable. Okay? Right? We cannot to be seen as crying. Especially for men. Okay? Because this is no good. It's shameful. Right? 男人流血不流淚. These are all beliefs that is killing our soul, you know. So therefore now we have to deliberately work with this. How to make you, in a way, cry with tears of sorrow and tears flooding down like flood and like in a way like sinus all over. Okay, that's why we come up with what? All the workshops, okay, to put you into that emotion. Breath work. Right, when Joston, Kong Yu and myself do the breath work, we really want, okay, to allow you to feel your emotions again because this is part of what is needed in period 9. Don't hide it anymore because this is supposed to be able to help your soul release it and allow it in period 9 to raise like a phoenix, okay, and not trapped by the net anymore. So if you see all the here, this is our physical event. It's a free event and yet so many of you sign up never come. 俾啲反應。Alright, so you see it's like in a way, right? Why we have to do this? It's so difficult for us to find sponsors because we understand this is something new. We want it to be introduced to you guys. We want you to experience it. We want your soul to experience it. We in a way talk to our sponsors. Luckily our sponsors Jennifer Yap, okay, very nice. Okay, she agrees on everything without us really have to explain that much. And then end up, many of you sign up, never come. Alright? So you see, what we do all these things is like, why we do all these things, it's not for fun, you know. Right? We are not doing this for fun because this is part of the criteria of period 9. This is what is needed. Right? And then the thing, now, again, you have to thank all these people. You see, I don't care about copyrights and everything, so, okay? Once you are my student, we capture your photo. If we think that this photo can be of light, can help other people, we put it up, okay? Alright, we put it up there. I mean, if you want my photo, I have like worse photo than this. Next time I put it up together for you, okay, to be fair. Right, I put it up here is so that you see every single person here, we have to thank them and we have to be grateful for them because they take the courage to join these classes and to be true to themselves and they can allow themselves to release, okay, as much as possible. Without that that control of the mind or the brain, prim and proper. No, I can't do this. Oh, it's like I have to be like just calm or whatever. No. Okay, when you come here, if you naturally allow yourself to, in a way, work with the emotions, all these emotions will come naturally to you. Okay? Right? You just have to relax and, how to say, surrender yourself. That's all.
These are
right?
good examples of all that really surrender themselves to the process.
I have to let them see who he is here. Okay, all right, so it's like this is really a good example because these people come, they really want to work the best for themselves. Okay, right, I also show you the video because our support team here busy. See all the tears flowing down.
the big release.
Yeah. Now you see, I want to show you all this, okay, right? And I'm very, very grateful, right? See, it takes a lot of courage and commitment and totally surrendering our protective layer of our ego mind, okay, to be able to be in touch with our real self in an open event where there are more than almost 200 people there. It's never easy. But we are very thankful that you trust us enough to allow yourself to surrender yourself and do this, okay? Right? Because why I want to do this is because it's all following the wisdom, okay, of the hexagram of Li Gua, right? And we have to think, once we know about this, we have to think how to bring these things in, how to curate, right, special workshops to help people to achieve that, right? And the more you do it, this is like an inner work gym, the more you do it, okay, the more I would say align your energy is, okay, and eventually before you know it, before the period 9 becomes a sunset, okay, you already in a way level up your energy. You no longer need to go through that in a way old age, remember just now, sorrow of misfortune, okay. So that's the purpose that we come up with all this workshop. All right, so this one again, this is Gong Yu slides, okay, maybe he can explain, okay, and share.
Yeah, I just wanted to explain this slide, right? Also because, you know, Jesse's talking about what we've gone through with our on-ground workshops, with the public event that we hosted, and we want to really encourage more and more people, right, to actually work on themselves, in a nutshell. And of course, it's not so, how to say, it is a challenge. It is a challenge which we are, number one, we're grateful for the people who've accepted it. People like Hui Yi, people like Chui Ling, right, have thrown themselves, right, to actually work on them, do the inner work with us along. So we appreciate the support, right? But at the same time as well, I know there are many people who are hesitating, and especially men, guys, right? There's some beautiful examples of those of you who have joined Joston, myself, and Jesse at our on-ground workshops. You know who you are, okay? But there are also many people who are exposed to it for the first time from our physical event that you just saw, and many people participated as well. But generally, again, if I just have to speak my mind, right, there's a little bit of holding back when it comes to guys, right? And understandably so, because you know, conditioning, what society tells us, even the whole idea of guys and men shouldn't cry, right? But I just want to share with you briefly on a couple of things. Okay, I'm just trying to put it into perspective. Number one, of course, is the fact that when we release our emotions and when we cry, right, it's matching to what the period 9 Guatex is like. At the same time as well, it is an openness that's required, right? It is feminine energy, you can call it, that's required, because it's getting in tune 100% with the emotions and letting them flow. Both emotions and flow, these are all feminine qualities. It doesn't matter if you look at it from a biggest perspective, right, whether we're talking about a male, a female, a transgender, whatever it is, right? It is still a feminine characteristic. And generally, period 9, middle age, female, right? Kun Kwa, the mother cow, these are all feminine energies. So like it or not, if you are male and listening to this, this is the energy that is going to be the vibration of the coming 20 years. So we are either going to join this, match to it, or we get left behind after 5 years, after 10 years, after 20 years. Okay, so it's your choice. So if you are male, okay, I really highly encourage you to work with us. Work with myself, Ray of Jolston, of course Jesse as well, so that we can really match this tremendous high vibrational energy that we're undergoing. We just started off this year, right? Now, this is just a simple model I wanted to share, because even if you look at this, right, this is one of a very simple meditation space. Okay, let's say we're going to some form of meditation, which we are either going to do so because we're getting in tune with ourselves, or we are actually wanting to manifest something with our mind, with our thought, because the potential, right, for manifestation power, once we are worked on and once we work on our energy and flow, is very high. Again, it's a period 9 thing, yeah? So look at it in terms of the 4 elements. Of course, what grounds us is important as well. So the authenticity of presence you see here is actually earth element, right? That we're present now in this current physical body, which of course, it does not limit us to only this when it comes to our energy, but we have this vessel that we're acknowledging, right? So the presence is there. It is of course rooting us to Mother Earth as well. So that's the earth element. Then of course, I I put engage mindfulness here as, of course, mental power. Mental power, of course, air energy. It's, of course, you can classify it under metal as well. And then transcendental expansion means our spirit, our connection to the universe, you call it, right? The universal forces, whatever it is. Our spirit that is alive, right? That's connected to our soul. So, of course, this, if we allow and we keep, not so much allowance, but we are aware of it, we're all connected, right? Back to source energy, to the universe. That's, of course, exercising the fire element of this meditation space that we're holding. Then, what I really want to emphasize here is awe and love, right? I put it under the water element because it is about tapping and acknowledging and connecting with our emotions. And then, of course, letting the emotions, the water element, of course, vibrate outwards and connect us all as one. Right, as one, literally. Yeah. So this is where, of course, it is very important, and this water element, water doesn't just flow down, right? It flows everywhere, right? Fire rises to the top. So this is where emotions are very important, and this is also connected, of course, to our sacral chakra. Sacral chakra is the seat of our emotional body for the entire 7 chakra system, right? So that's why, again, a shout out to generally anybody who is a biological male here, that we need to work with our sacral chakra, right? The second chakra, I'll talk a lot more about it in the workshops and classes, everything, right? It is of the water element. It is about flow. It is about connection to the emotions. It's about letting go of shame, letting go of humiliation, etc., etc. So the more guarded that we are overall, right, the more disengaged or blocked our sacral chakra is going to be. So we're blocking this expansiveness, this connectedness to the universe, which of course is the key, because water is the controlling element of fire, to, of course, managing the fire and the potential of period 9. So, long story short, right, it's for everyone to understand, but it's also my appeal here, right, or appealing, okay, to actually men, okay, to work with these energies, to be more in tune with your feminine side, to work with your sacral chakra, to work more with flow, to release the shame and the humiliation. That is, of course, covered by our ego and our need to be proper, etc., etc., right? So because of that, as you probably know, right, we have a couple of things going on, but maybe this naturally can lead a little bit to the Sacred Men Circle, okay, which is something which I started from last year, okay, and now we're into the 3rd edition here. So this edition is happening on Sunday, this Sunday at night, right? It's going to be from 8 to 10:30 p.m. I think on the main page there's a typo here. It's supposed to be 2.5 hours long, because I really want to spend a bit more time engaging the mind, body, and spirit on this. Yeah. So guys, please do join me. I know a bunch of you have already signed up. I appreciate the support from my soul brothers of the Soul's Journeys. I also appreciate some of you who have been following through with this. But if you have been hesitating, I urge you, if you can, please do join me this Sunday evening at 8 p.m. on ground at the Stir Studios, Total Trinity Infinite Resources Studio, where we will work more, okay, of course, on matching ourselves energetically to period 9, and then, of course, kickstarting it with the dragon spirit, right? What I call the dragon year energy itself. So this is happening on Sunday, so please do join me, right? And of course, we also have transformational breathwork that's online, right? So maybe Jolston, you want to talk a little bit more about that?
That will also happen on this Sunday. It's gonna be in the afternoon sessions, where it's definitely on the online, while at 2:30 to 4:30 in the afternoon.
Kyo is looking for it.
Same things. It's all about transformational breathwork. It's all about what Jessie and Kong have mentioned about doing all the inner work, clearing all the energies, all the emotions that no longer serve us. And at the end of the sessions, we also will have a sound healing sessions to recalibrate, realign back our energy. So do join us on these sessions as well. That's happening this Sunday.
Yeah, I highly recommend, okay, those of you, because this is online, okay, this is via Zoom. So Nancy, I know you say that we are too far away, you really want to join the event. This is via Zoom, and we have tried it. This is not the first time we're doing this on Zoom, okay? We have done it before last year. We are doing it again, right? And we will continue to do this, okay? And it is highly recommended for you to join this transformational breath work, all right? And sound healing means that it will start right? Both Kong Yu, myself, and Jocelyn will be there. Jocelyn will be guiding you throughout the sessions, and Kong Yu and myself will also, in a way, doing it together with you. All we need is your full surrender and participation, okay? Like, for a moment, release yourself. It's like, don't think, no one is going to judge you, especially when you're at home, okay? Right? Have a safe space, either in your room or whatsoever, that you're not disturbed, okay? And do it, right, in a way, wholeheartedly. Feel it, okay? And this Sunday itself, we will guide you through how to actually, in a way, go deep enough within yourself to touch all these, I would say, emotion seeds, okay, or seeds of emotions or wounds, okay, or pains that no longer serves you, and how to release it once and for all, okay? And once this is released out of you, it will end with a sound healing sessions with our Atma Bowl series. Means that we will be, in a way, like playing, okay, all these earthen bowl, remember, okay, the crystal bowls itself, okay, to recalibrate, okay, your body, right, at the end of the session. So this is only 80 ringgit. Highly recommend. Please do join us for this one. Try for yourself, okay? All right, just ensure that you have a safe space, okay, and you can actually do this. All right, so yeah, what else? Actually, I have one more slide. Yeah, okay. Right, actually, I have one more slide, okay?
The 6 Yao.
The 6 Yao, all right, it's like, yeah.
Sorry.
Alright, so it's okay. Alright, so the 6 Yao itself here, it says that, okay, 黃蓉出征, okay, 用家接手, okay, 然後獲匪其醜無咎. Okay, so here it means that, okay, on the 6 Yao, the highest level, the last line of the period 9 itself, right, okay, it says that, okay, right, the king engages in launching an expedition. So it's like a war, okay, right, in this one, once you decided to launch a war, what this war is about, okay, this purpose, this assignment is about killing the leader, okay, 接手, 手 means the head, you know, right, that means you have to like 斬頭 like that, the head or whatever, okay, that is leading the oppositions or the enemy or whatever you call it, okay. If you can kill the leader and capture the followers, no fault. No fault means it's not a bad thing, you know. Means that whatever it is, okay, you are no longer being punished for things. Means no fault, 無咎. What does it mean? It means that at the end of the day, okay, we just need to know the ultimate, I would say, leader of our oppositions, our ego. Okay, we need to slay the ego. We need to cut this ego, okay, and capture the followers. Everything that we do, our actions, our reactions, our emotions, that is based on this leader, which is our ego mind, okay, right? Once we can kill the ego, slay it off once and for all, no guilt. It means that whatever things that we've been doing this before without the awareness, here you will not be punished by that. Okay, it means, in other words, period 9 now reminds us that we have to work on the ego mind. Okay, you have to slay it, the controlling ego mind that in a way are keeping us, our actions or our reactions, the stories that we tell ourselves, okay, the things that we choose to believe just because of our ego mindset itself, okay. As long as we can kill the leader, capture the followers, no fault. Okay, so overall, the 6 Yaos, okay, it means all this and represents all this. So in a way, it's like, I hope that now that you have a deeper understanding into the period 9, rather than just every time look at fire gua, li gua, okay, middle-aged women will be doing good whatever, you think it's like every time one gua comes in and every middle-aged woman will be like really making it big man, okay, you think before this was gen gua and every young man will be really making it big man, okay, there are internal criteria. There are small criteria that you have to 符合 means you have to match it. If you can match it, very good, supreme good, okay. But if you cannot match it, no matter you what middle-aged woman also, no point. But I mean, if you can match it, if you're a man, if you're younger or you're older also, there's no no issue. You will still be seeing tremendous result in the entire period 9. And that's the purpose for us to learn metaphysics, right? To see the deeper understanding into all this thing, to find out what can be done, what should we be doing now to prepare ourselves, okay? And do it and write together with the flow of the energy. All right? So I also want to highlight, as in like, please watch back the replay of my dynamic feng shui, right? In case any one of you who would like to join us, there are already 100 over people who have signed up, okay, right? We have a special, I would say, price, okay, and this special price itself is very, very special for this 3 days program happening in March itself. It's 1188, but the special price ends at 23rd of February, like in a way midnight, okay? So 11:59, 23rd of February is the last day or the last moment that you can secure this price. Listen back first of what I mentioned and I share with you in the dynamic feng shui preview. What are you going to learn? It's all about land farm, identifying locations, where is going to be prosperous, where is not going to prosperous, okay? Right, we are going to look into Google Map live in the class, in the Zoom itself, to look at different locations in different cities of the world, and then learn to identify in every city which are the areas, which are the neighborhood that will prosper in this particular period itself, all right? So if this calls to you, right, please do sign it up before, right, the end of 23rd February for this very special promo price. All right, so basically that's it. Whew. Yeah. Okay. It's like, okay lah, it's like 15 minutes only lah, okay, like 1 hour 15 minutes. Thank you so much to all of you, okay, right? Thank you so much, as in like for joining us, okay, right, spending this time with us. And also I really, really highly recommend, okay, right, please help me to share this session out so that it can reach out to more people. You see, I mean, with what I share and the information that I share, even in my classes and all that, I keep it as much as possible as a very, very affordable price, especially for Malaysians, okay? Right? If you are like from US or Europe or Singapore, you have no issue, like especially Singaporeans, right? Okay? I keep it at a very, very affordable price for Malaysians, okay? But in order, I mean, I minimize on marketing. I don't sponsor posts every now and then to reach out to more people. So what we need is truly through you guys to help us to share this information out, okay? I'm not even trying to ask you to ask people to join us. You just share it out so that if people feel connected and they feel connected to us, they want to follow, and they will eventually join us, is their choice. But I really hope, okay, because I know every time I have like thousands of views, every time live, right, I have 100 over, 200 over people easily, but many of you guys, I know lah, secretly hiding behind there, don't want to have reactions because maybe you're afraid that people might see you, okay, appearing in my channel or whatsoever reason, all right, okay? Whatever it is, please do help us to share this out, okay? Because that's how fire spreads, and we are in period 9. All right, so I really hope that all of you, at least for once, is like in a way, do some energy exchange with us. When we work so hard to work on all these informations to share with you, hopefully that it can help you in your life to come. All right, please do help us by sharing this out, because we are very gamsap. We don't sponsor posts so much. We don't pay marketing fees so much, okay? Because we do not have that budget. Because at the end of the day, if we do that, those budget will be factored back onto your pocket. If you join classes, it will be much, much more expensive than what it is supposed to be now. All right, so thank you so much to all of you. Anything else?
Thank you so much. We will see you this weekend for those of you who are joining us on the
Yes,
workshop
yes.
and over via online.
Yeah, all right, thank you so much to all of you. Okay, remember, this is your time, this is your moment to create that magic. Period 9 is here. All right, seize the best out of it. All right, bye-bye. Good night.
Good night.